I am Diane Lucas, and welcome to Abstract Essay, where ideas take shape, thoughts find depth, and every conversation explores the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. He is a software developer, creator, and no code expert, no other than Mr. Don Hafner.
Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it, Daniel.
Welcome on Abstract Essay, Mr. Dan. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Absolutely. So, yes, my name is Dan Hafner. I'm the founder of Dapper No Code. Started doing apps and software probably back in 2017, 2018, and have built up the Dapper No Code agency now to be one of the most recognized no code agencies in the States online. And it is one of it's a huge passion of mine to be able to do this. We work with all kinds of different people, from entrepreneurs to small businesses, medium-sized businesses, to help build whatever kind of software, custom tools you are in need of, whether it's internal tools, SaaS applications, mobile apps. We're very, very accommodating and very flexible for anybody's needs.
Mr. Don Hafner, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And today let's talk about revolutionizing small business growth and no-code solutions. Tell us what those new to those idea and how would you define no-code solutions in the simplest terms?
Right. So if you've never heard the term no code, it might seem kind of foreign to a lot of people. So I just tell my story of how I got started in this. It kind of resonates because I had been bitten by the entrepreneurial bug back before I started this. And I had an app idea, something I wanted to start. I was very into running and fitness at the time, and had an idea for an app that I wanted to build. The only problem was I had no idea how to code, just like most people that I end up talking to.
Yes.
And two, I did not have a lot of money at the time. I didn't have just hundreds of thousands of dollars laying around to be able to put into these types of into this type of project. So I tried building it myself with coding, and that obviously didn't go very well. And then I tried outsourcing and hiring an agency, or getting quotes for things, and I was getting quotes for hundreds of thousands of dollars to build something. Lo and behold, I go searching the bowels of the internet and I find no code solutions, which helped someone like me who was a pretty non-technical at the time, hopeful entrepreneur founder, to be able to actually bring my idea to life. And I was able to do that. And it's really democratized this whole startup scene and the software scene, because people just like you and me who maybe didn't learn to code or didn't have millions of dollars sitting in the bank can actually start a successful business and grow this type of stuff. And then you're not beholden to a developer or someone that's kind of holding your thing hostage because you don't know how to code. It's very democratized. It's very, very cool.
Mr. Dunn, why do you believe no-code tools are particularly transformative for small businesses compared to a larger enterprises?
Very good question. I think they are transformative in kind of the way that I had alluded to before was, do you have the budget to hire an entire developer team, or even, someone who demands a $125,000 a year salary? Maybe 2 or 3 people that do that. Not a lot of small businesses really have that flexibility, at least at the smaller level that we work with. So it's transformative because it allows you to kind of skirt that or skip that process and multiply your impact, multiply your operations, do those types of things without having to break the bank, dip into funding, dip into savings, etc. And it's transformed a lot of businesses that I've worked with. It's transformed my business. I drink my own Kool-Aid. I use all of these tools that we build for other people as well. So it really does help. And think about this too. Think about all of the disruptive technologies that come out and can disrupt enterprise level businesses that are out there. Someone could come in that is a solo founder and is 22 years old and could be immediately competing, going out and raising funding in a market that is already saturated with giants, with deep pockets, with with funding, with all kinds of different teams. You can actually compete with that, and you can make a name for yourself by using some of these tools. It's a truly amazing world we live in right now.
And Mr. Dunn, what inspired you to explore no-code solutions as a pathway for business growth?
Yeah, I think kind of when I got started, I think that was my realization was that I did not want to dive down the coding path, and I did. I earnestly tried to learn it, and it just was not something that I could really pick up on. Um, and I love seeing the ideas be brought to life. I love seeing we're in the country of America, at least in I think a lot of parts of the world as well. It's it's awesome to be able to take an idea and bring it to execution and be able to say, I did this, I put this out there, I produced this thing. And something like a no code tool, even if it's just a website builder that allows you, like GoDaddy, that allows you to build something without having to learn how to code your own website. Um, it it's empowering. It's motivating, and it really can be transformative. And that's really, I think, where my passion comes from, is that there doesn't have to be these huge technical hurdles in like there used to be 20, 30 years ago. The world has just changed so much.
Totally, totally evolving. And let's talk about the benefits and opportunities. What are the most powerful advantages small businesses owners gain by adopting no-code platforms?
Yes. So I would say some of the biggest advantages are, one is cost savings, because obviously you are able to implement and deploy solutions for a fraction of the cost that you would normally pay someone to custom develop something. So cost savings is one. I think proficiency and efficiency is two, because you're able to bring things to fruition faster in a business. Time is money, so you need to be able to uh, put things out there in a faster manner instead of waiting months and months and months for something to come along. And then I think the third is getting a competitive edge in innovation, right? If you see a hole in a market, or you see a hole in a solution that you think you can do something better with, these types of things allow you to innovate and adapt things a lot faster, which gives you an edge. Just like I mentioned, you can come in and compete with bigger companies, bigger industries, because you're able to innovate. So I'd say cost savings, time and efficiency, and productivity. And then the third one, just lost my train of thought, innovation. Those are the three I'd say.
Innovation indeed. And how do no-code tools level the playing field between startups and more established competitors?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things we've seen recently, especially in our industry, has been I don't know if you've heard of all of these different vibe coding tools, such as Lovable, Replit,
Best 44.
yeah, Base 44 is a good one. These have leveled the playing field immensely, just because of how advanced of a tool you can actually build in such a short time, that can absolutely, again, you can go get funding, you can launch, and you can get paying customers. You can put forth an image and an image to the world that you have this incredibly robust, awesome product, even if it's just at an MVP level for right now. And I think that's one thing. You can also put together presentations and automations and all kinds of different things that can really really level the playing field. I think one of the big things, this is not really a no code example, but one of the examples that's been going around the internet is this nano banana. If you've heard of it, it's this
Hmm.
new image based thing that is, they say it's completely disrupting Photoshop. It's completely disrupting all of this stuff. I tried it this morning myself, and it's pretty awesome.
How
Um,
is it?
so something like that is, I mean, think about that. They've dethroned something that was a verb, right? Oh, I'm going to Photoshop this thing. Like that's dominance, right?
Yes.
So to be able to build something that's just like that and go and enter into a market, I'd say that levels the playing field for anyone.
Let's talk about the practical application, Mr. Dunn. What types of business processes or function can be most effectively automated or improved with no code?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different things. Something as simple as even appointment setting. If you're in a service-based business, even a local business, and you have salon maybe, to be able to automate your appointment reminders, appointment follow-ups. Maybe you're in a contracting type of business and you need to be able to send people invoices and invoice reminders to make sure you get paid. There's a lot of tools that you can build that will help you with that. Even review manage, getting more reviews. That's always one thing that people love to hear, and testimonials. A lot of automations can be done. I think one of the most powerful things is, internal dashboards. Everyone kind of wants to be able to see, especially if you're a CEO, to see the insights. What are we spending to get a customer? How many customers do we actually have? What's our projected revenue? What's our projected churn? There's all kinds of like an internal dashboard that gives you the health, just like you would a car, right? A dashboard of a car that tells you the health of the car. Um, so many things, and that's the beauty of it, is that I couldn't sit here and list them all, because your imagination is really the only limit when it comes to that. Whatever you can feel like you need to imagine, you can probably build.
Yes, imagination is the limit. Who knows, you will be the next Einstein. Let's
Maybe.
let's maybe. Okay, so could you walk us through a simple example of building an app or automation with no code?
Yeah. So let's see, what would be a good one. I'm trying to think. Do you have any examples that you might have off the top of your head that we might be able to work through?
Yes, let's do a book review. How can we do that
Book review.
with no code? Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. So this is where I start to. It's very, very fun to think through these kind of things. So someone reads your book. Someone buys your book on Amazon, or buys your book on your own website. Let's say, just for that. There is what would be the normal time that they would probably take to read this book? Maybe 30 days. You follow up with them. So you
Mm-hmm.
set a follow up to send a text message or an email or something like that, for them to be able to access a link that says, "Hey, we'd love to hear your thoughts." What that does is takes them to a page that has not only a place where they can leave a review, but a place where they can see other assets and other things that you're able to provide to them or sell them. But then also to be able to even connect with you directly, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on whatever social channel that you prefer, and then also to be able to provide additional insights. Hey, maybe you could have a follow-up. You could do or a follow-up book on these kinds of things. So you could even just make something that simple that would be almost like a landing page dashboard that would serve as your automated sales machine, right? A way to follow up and promote different people, things like that. That's just kind of came to mind off the top of my head. Um, Go ahead.
And very well said. Beautifully, beautifully articulated, Mr. Dan. And let's talk about the challenges and misconceptions. What are the biggest myth or misconceptions about no code solutions that you'd like to clear up?
Yeah, I think the biggest myth or misconception about a no-code tool is that, hey, I this is great for starting out, but I can't scale. I can't take this to the moon with things. And one example I actually point people to, I interviewed, we mentioned Podmatch before we got on here, a friend of mine, Alex Sanfilippo, who had built the Podmatch platform on a no code tool. The original one was built using a no code platform. He scaled it to, I don't even know how many users and how much revenue before they decided to take it to a custom solution. But they ran it for years inside of a no code tool. And that is just one example. I interviewed him and his co founder on my show if you'd like to kind of walk through and see how that went. But that's a misconception, I think, that people have all the time is like, okay, this is great for a prototype, but then I'm going to go need to hire someone expensive to go rebuild this. And that's just a big myth. There's people that have grown this to be very, very large, very, still very functioning, very fast, grown, sold funding with it. So I think that's one of the biggest things. You can build an entire business off of it.
Definitely the foundation itself. So, Mr. Dan, as a software developer, creator, no code expert, and of course, a podcast host, what are your short term and long term goals?
Well, right now, one of my short-term goals is getting my very first book finished. That is going to be the 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 conglomeration of all of these things that we've talked about. It's going to be specifically one of the very first books that's very deep dive on no code, how all of this stuff works, how it can benefit your business, how you can start businesses and grow businesses with it. So I'm hoping to have that done here in the next couple of months. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be able to come out and promote that book in a big way. So that's one of my short-term goals. And long-term, one thing we're working on is actually opening up a center of excellence and innovation where we'll actually have, physical office or offices where people will be able to come and learn about no code and AI and implement things in boot camps, corporate events, consultation things, done for you services, mini workshops, etc. That's one of our long-term goals that I'd love to build.
Good luck to your goals, Mr. Dan, and please do come over on Book 101 review and let's talk about your book once you publish.
That sounds like
And
a plan. I look forward to it.
yes, looking forward for more success. And what advice do you have for entrepreneurs who are hesitant to embrace no code technology?
I would say it is a mindset. It is be willing to be open. It's all about problem solving. Can I solve this problem in front of me in the fastest and leanest way possible and move forward? It does not have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect every time. That's my best advice I always give everyone.
Thank you for that advice, Mr. Dan. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Oh man, I would say I have always recommended a book by Brendan Burchard, which is called High Performance Habits. That is a very, very good book. Um, there are a bunch of others. I always love the .com Secrets, Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson as well. I could probably list a bunch of them, but those are probably the best ones I would mention.
Thank you for that recommended books, Mr. Dan. And how will artificial intelligence and automation amplify the power of no code platforms?
Oh man, yeah, I alluded to this a little bit earlier with all of the vibe coding. They're called tools that are out there now, are going to pretty much transform the way that all of these AI will be no code. Basically, is the way that things will go in the future. And I think that being able to just speak your idea into existence is not a very far off thing. Um, and it's already started to transform a lot of the ways that we're able to build things. We're able to build, screenshots and wireframes and prototypes a lot more quickly and a lot more cheaply with AI. And there are so many cool things. And I think just one other thing too is that the market is going to reward very specific, very niche AI tools rather than the next Chat GPT or the next Grok or Gemini big chatbot. There's going to be a lot more demand for specific tools, for specific things that are leveraging no code and AI. So, just for someone out there thinking of ideas to start or businesses to start, I would focus more on the specific niche ideas rather than the big ones to start.
Mr. Dan, do you see no code evolving in the standard for small businesses tech in the next decade?
Do I see it evolving again? Can you repeat that?
Yes. Do you see no code evolving in the standard for small businesses in the
I do.
next decade?
I do. Yes, I think the next 5 to 10 years we'll see quite a bit of evolution in that, and I think it won't even be. It might not even be a term we use. I might have to rename my business. Who knows? Because it will just be very. It will almost be baked in. We almost expect AI to be in a lot of tools we use, especially in this space now. So I think it might not even be a term that people even recognize in the future. It will just be, oh, this platform just does this thing for me, um, through prompting, through me talking to it, etc. So I think it's going to be just kind of baked into a lot of the operations, as far as small businesses and entrepreneurs are concerned.
And how can small businesses integrate no code tools into their existing systems without disrupting operations?
Very good question. So I walk people through a very simple way to determine this. If you are there's always the three things, right? What can you automate something, can you delegate something, or can you eliminate something? If you're doing something repeatedly, or you have a process that might be able to be outsourced to an AI tool or an agent, um, is it something that, one, you need to eliminate and you don't even need to do anymore? There's that one. Can you delegate it? Meaning, can you actually delegate it to another person to figure out or do? And then three, automating. Again, is this something that AI can take over, without, again, like you mentioned, without disrupting your current flow or your process of how things work? I would approach ChatGPT or a chatbot on how you can do this kind of stuff. It gives very, very thoughtful, very good answers. But there's always ways to do things in closed, tests or small ways before you just scale it into a business and you screw everything up. There's always, I say, always test before you actually deploy, and then keep things simple. Don't try to just do. It's just like trying to lose 50 pounds of weight. You're not going to do that overnight. Just like you're not going to make your entire business reliant in functioning on AI overnight. It's iterative. It's small. It's identifying those things that could be done with AI and learning how to drive these tools, learning how to drive Chat GPT, learning how to drive um, a tool like Zapier or an automation like Make or something like that. And by driving, I mean how to use it, how to manipulate it, how to integrate it. So, yeah, I would say that that really helps.
Very well said, Mr. Dan. Beautifully articulated. But before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please to listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well, geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast law 101 and mental health 101 love letters in third season, and movie 101 review and music 101 in fourth season, and science 101 and sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Dan, if you could give one piece of actionable advice to small business owner listening today, what would it be?
I'll go back to it. Done is better than perfect. Don't be afraid to try some things. Don't be afraid to take some calculated risks. Nobody, you don't conquer new territory by staying on the shore. You have to venture out. You have to do some things. You have to take some risks every once in a while. And we are living in a world that is rewarding people who are taking some calculated risks right now. So don't be afraid. Just go do it.
Just do it, people. And Mr. Dan Hafner, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your business, your podcast, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Absolutely. I believe what you have on screen here is a good place to start, dappernocode.com. There is a podcast tab at the top, which is the show Tech Bites. We have a couple episodes per week where we talk even more about no code, SaaS, all these fun things. Have some interviews on there, so check it out.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Dan Hafner, because if you support him, for sure, more and more empowering business to come, more and more empowering advocacy for sure, and we are looking forward for that book, Mr. Dan, and please do come over and let's talk about it on Book 101 Review or either on Abstract Essay. So, Mr. Dan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.